All right, so if it seems like groceries and gasoline have gotten a little cheaper lately, well, they have. Inflation was lower in May, falling for the 11th straight month, and that could mean no more Fed Reserve interest rate hikes, at least for now. Nancy Cordes is at the White House. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning, Anne Marie. Yes, that's what we're watching today is this Federal Reserve meeting and whether they will decide to raise rates again. But now most analysts believe they will not, that they will pause, thanks in part to those new inflation numbers that show that inflation is now at just 4%, that prices rose 4% this year over last. And I say just because that's now down by more than half from the peak last June of 9.1% as we were coming out of the pandemic. Now, 4% still means that prices are going up. They just aren't going up as quickly as they were last year. And the cost of some key items is actually coming down. You may have noticed this when you filled up your tank. Gasoline is now about $1.40 less per gallon than it was at the peak. And the price of eggs, Anne Marie, is down about 14% just from last month. Now, that's all a signal to the Fed that 10 straight interest rate hikes have worked in part to cool the economy down, bring down inflation somewhat, and that the Fed may not need to do an 11th rate hike right now, which is good news, of course, for anyone who's looking to buy a car or a house. Mortgage rates right now are at their highest point since 2007. About 7%. Now, we're not completely out of the woods when it comes to inflation. The Fed would like to see it at 2% rather than 4%, but the White House is still calling this a win because typically when you start to see inflation come down, you start to see job losses go up, and we're not seeing that right now.
Yeah, we are not seeing that. And I know many are hoping that what we may be headed for is that soft landing without a recession that, we're all kind of crossing our fingers about. But let me ask you this. So if the Fed does not raise interest rates this time around, they do meet again later on in the summer. And there is a concern that if things don't go well, we could see, I don't know, some bad news. They call it sort of a skip, right?
Right, a skip or a pause. They meet again in July, and it's very possible that they could raise rates again a little bit in July. And here's why. Even though inflation, overall inflation, is coming down, it's now at 4%, what the Fed looks at is CPI, the core price index, when you strip out really volatile prices on things like food and gasoline. That bucket of CPI items is still stubbornly high at about 5.5%. And they really want to see that come down to about 2%. So, yes, great news for a lot of borrowers that the Fed isn't raising interest rates this month, but there are a lot of analysts who believe that there's still a couple more small interest rate hikes to come as the Fed tries to slowly bring inflation down even further.
You brought up something that I think is kind of interesting because, there are these numbers in the reports and then it's kind of like how you feel, right? So, yes, gas prices have dropped. You can see that across the board. Egg prices have dropped. You can see that across the board. Rent depends on where you live. Cars depends on where you live. There are some exceptions to those prices evening out. Or why are there some exceptions, I should say?
So, if you look at that bucket of items, the big drivers of inflation right now are two things. Housing, rent, still stubbornly high, although analysts expect that will start to come down. There's been a big boom in construction lately. And the other thing that's driving those prices is used cars, not new cars, but used cars. Analysts expect that to level out as well. So when you pick apart these numbers, there are reasons for optimism. But, again, if you don't bring CPI down now to about 2%, the concern is that the Fed will have to act more dramatically down the road, which is why most analysts still anticipate that there will be a couple more interest rate hikes.
Well, we will be listening very closely to what Jerome Powell says later on, because as you know, he picks his words very carefully. Yes. So he often gives us little hints about where his head is at. Nancy, thank you very much.
You're welcome.